Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Gulfstream Vista cruiser. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to think about when parking. On your campsite, of course, your awning. You have plenty of room for that to come in and out. And over here on your off campsite, of course, your slide. Leave room for that to come in and out unhindered. Then I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, almost at the very end, right behind your slide. And then your water connection is going to be towards the front. City water for campsites. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you're going to do is level your unit. Night docking light, should you arrive at night, simply raise or lower the unit until you're level. Under this rubber stopper, you do have a manual override for hand crank, so you can get this up and down if you do lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose coming down the road. Once you got your unit level, next thing you're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of your unit, you have these hand crank stabilizing jacks. You can use a drill gun and an impact driver. I just recommend you slow down when you get to the bottom. I also recommend jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in the summer. Better distribute the weight, and just a good investment. Use your 10% off coupon and grab a 4-pack. Run these down just until it's taut. Once you have any type of resistance on your hand crank here, go ahead and stop, because remember, we're already level. All we're trying to do at this point is stabilize the unit. So go around, put all four of those down. Once you got them down, our unit's level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Again, we'll come around to our off campsite. Big long 30 amp cord. Plugs in the rear right here. Once it's plugged in, put your black washer on. Now at the end of the 30 amp, if you need to plug in at home, there's a 30 to 110 adapter that comes with your convenience pack. You got your power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. At campsites, we'll hook up at the city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Use this when putting water into your city water connection or your black tank flush. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's come back here to your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, make sure our drain plug's back in here. Throw a little plumber's tape around that. Get that in there nice and tight. Once that's in there snug, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. Now if your hose has been on for a little while, you can go ahead and go inside, deploy your slide if you need to, you're level and stable, and turn on your water taps. Once you got a steady flow of water flowing through everything, you know that your hot water heater is full and you can turn that on from indoors. I'll show you that when we get indoors. There is an on-off electric element right here. The only time you ever want to turn this on out here, as well as electric indoors, is if you're hooked up to 110. Hot water heater doesn't seem to be working. A couple reset valves right here. Simply press them back in if they're bubbled. And then your pressure release valve. So let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry docking or boondocking. In that case, we'll fill up our potable water or fresh water tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose, fill that up. There's two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your tanks, your black and gray tanks, and your battery. There's also a button for your freshwater tank. Once that's full, remove your hose, and when you want to utilize that water, turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump and hooked up to city water. That's already pressurized. Alright, so we're all set up to camp. Now let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, starting on your off camp side. Pass-through storage. Again, your freshwater tank. Over here is a spray port that this blue hose will hook up to. Below that, city water. Black tank flush, which we'll talk about when we dump our black and gray tanks. Cable and satellite hookup. Just access to the back of your fridge and a vent for your fridge. To the rear here is your power. Your water drains, low point drains. Hot water heater. You have a storage for your sewage hose on the rear here. More storage here. On your awning, if your picnic table's down at that end and it starts raining, pull down and this will tilt away the rain. Over to your campsite here, your night light, a couple outdoor speakers, vent for your microwave. This is a flue for your furnace. Make sure nothing blocks this, and if you run your furnace, steer clear of that, it will get hot. You're prepped for a TV out here. Get a stand, it'll click down into that. Cable of 110 right there. The other side of your pass-through storage. This is where it's prepped for solar. You can plug in a solar panel right there and it'll trickle charge your batteries. Again, like I said, check your battery post. Your propane is on a regulator, simply pointing toward the tank you wish to be using. Again, your power tongue jack. Another night docking light. And we're back around to our off campsite. So that about covers everything on the outside. Let's go check out the inside. First thing I like to point out when coming into any unit is a fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. To your immediate left, coming down the wall here, is your slide control, your awning control, a lot of lighting, indoor and outdoor. Let's go to your awning real quick. I want to show you. Your black top has a cover, the bottom is white. Run that out until you can see your brown bar and then stop. It will extend past that. All of them do. They haven't designed one to stop yet. So keep an eye on it as you run it out. I'll run that back in here for you real quick. Pitch adjust. If it's off, it will straighten itself out. And as your awning comes back in, we will continue the tour. Coming inside to your kitchen area, you have lighting in here, kitchen sink, self-explanatory microwave, a light, and a fan for your cooktop. You'll have to light this with a lighter, just turn it over to light. Down below that, heat exhaust. Go around the living room here. Your television. And for you real quick. Below that's your sound system, AM, FM, Bluetooth, DVD, CD player. Excuse me, no DVD, yeah, DVD, CD player. Go through the modes. There's where you turn it on. 3 different sets of speakers. Your sofa. Turn into a bed, simply lift up the front and jackknife this down. That will lay down into a bed. Lift it back up, lift the front, and then lean and pull the back towards you. Your lighting over here is up here. Smoke alarm, an exhaust. Your table, you will unhook it from back here, fold your legs up, set it on these lips, Put your back cushions on top and that'll give you another seating area. Continuing you back through your unit here. Your fridge. Automatic fridge, it turns on here. So right now you're on electric, or you can switch it to gas, or you can switch it to battery or auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug it, it'll automatically switch over to gas. Best setting to always have it on. Then over here, 1 through 5, 5 being the coldest for your fridge. Down below your fridge, access panel to your breaker box enthusiast. Ton of 15s in there, a couple 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Lastly, in the living room, before we continue to the back, down here is a 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now the reason I mention that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're going to be boondocking, if you're gone for the day, disconnect your positive battery post to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. Let's come back into this area here. Turn on your furnace. It's probably higher than 90 in here already. Down below that, here's where you turn on your water pump. Here's where you check your brand new battery, your fresh, gray, and black tanks. The fresh tanks is the one I said you hold down until that's full. Lighting for back here. Here's where you turn on your water heater. Here's a 110 with GFCI reset. In your shower, you have a hand crank open power exhaust vent. Lighting. And back next to your bed, you do have a couple of USB ports. You can also prep for a TV back here. And a hand crank open top. Storage up underneath the bed. Access to your fresh water tank. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close everything up. I like to start by coming over and shutting off all of my interior lighting. That way I can look around the unit and see any lights I've left on. Nothing back here, nothing in here. Doors and drawers. Go through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. And we're simply going to come over here and hit in. Make sure your TV is tucked back into the corner. Just slides in. Exit the unit. Fold your steps up. At this point, we're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, our cable, and our water. Once you know our water's draining, you're going to come here to a pressure release valve. You're going to pull up on that. That's going to release the rest of the hot water out of there. Once that's done, close that or your door won't close. And then you can pull your low point drain. Excuse me, let me come back here. Once our water's unhooked, we're going to pull these low point drains. Then we can open that up. You don't want to open that up until you pull these low point drains. Hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. Now park accordingly at the dump station. Your dump is going to be just ahead of your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Got 10-foot hose, comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull your sewage holding tank. That's going to be a black one on the right here. Once that's done, sounds like it's no longer draining. Grab your water pressure regulator and the hose at the dump station and hook it up to your tank flush, black tank flush. Hook that up there, turn on your hose for a good 5 minutes with that sewage handle open. That's going to wash out your black tank, get all that nastiness out of there. Unhook your water pressure regulator, shut the hose off, close that black handle and pull your gray handle. Your gray handle is going to be your cleaner water, your sinks, your showers. That's going to clean your sewage hose out for you. and you can conveniently and sanitarily store it right inside your hose carrier here. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Vista Cruiser for many years to come. Happy camping.